You know, this is a big part of the game, and it's still a total underdog. You know, people don't understand how big the cleats and all that stuff are. I mean, people don't understand, you know, if you come out into the league and get drafted in the league, you know, having cool cleats on your feet every week, I mean, you attract all the other kids. Oh, he's got the cool. I mean, sneakers have been a big thing in culture for probably since existence, you know, clothing and sneakers and fashion. So having the right and cool cleats on your feet gets you a whole bunch of more fans, a whole bunch of more followers on Instagram, a whole bunch of more deals. You become, you know, look at Josh. He's the sneaker. He's the cleat king, along with OBJ, Ramsey, and a couple other guys as well. What's up, guys? I'm Luke Dangler, artist, designer, and cleat customizer for some of your favorite NFL players. We're here today with Team Wilson to take you guys through the process, the journey, and all the above. So let's get into it. Just a kid with a dream and nothing else to it. A kid with a dream and just trying to embody, to believe in yourself and go after it and attack everything you want to do in life in full force. I grew up in a small town called Livermore in the Bay Area, and upbringing was, you know, normal childhood. I actually did draw a little bit as a kid, like I think maybe like ages 3 to 5, 6, 7, I don't know, but football was definitely the main part of my life. I played for 11 years until it was ended through injuries, and I found another path to the league, which I'm pretty grateful for. When the Raiders initially came to me, they gave me 4 pairs of cleats, and they said, bring them all back, let's see what you got. And I went home, and I've always kind of been all or nothing, so I was like, you know what, I want to go for a portrait on 1 pair. And my mom started freaking out. No, what? This is this is the moment. Like, this is the test. You're gonna do something you're not comfortable with doing for your first time. And I was like, yeah. And so she left and came back in my room a few hours, and she was like, are you doing it? And I was like, no. And she was like, thank God. And I was like, I'm gonna do 12. I'm gonna do 12 on 1 pair. And then she damn near fainted and just walked out of the room. So I ended up going for it. I think the cleat took far over 100 hours for sure. It was 6 portraits on each shoe. And I brought it back to the Raiders, and the first question they asked was, where's the other 3 pairs? And I just said, just open it. And then they opened it, and they're like, all right, you're good, you're hired, you're on the squad. It was actually, it was during the NFL's My Cause, My Cleat week. So I chose 2 different things to raise awareness about, and it was suicide prevention and overdose awareness. So a lot of the big names we know that passed from suicide and overdose: Prince, Mac Miller, Marilyn Monroe, and Jimi Hendrix, all, you know, 12 different people. So. The process of designing a cleat, it is a long, confusing, sometimes very confusing process. Everything starts with prep. If you do not prep the cleat right, everything will fall apart on the second play of the game. So prep is definitely the most important step, and that just consists of acetoning down the cleat, sanding it down, kind of getting all the factory oils and finishes off the cleat so it's ready, so the paint will kind of adhere to it. And then from then, I typically don't have a problem with having not enough concepts. I always have something in my head, so get it all prepped up, and for whatever idea I have, just the best thing to do is just go at it. Pick up the brush, pour out your paint, and just go. And that part, it sounds a lot easier than I say it, but yeah, that could take a day or 2 or 3 days, you know, 20 hours or 30 hours, you never know. I mean, doing portraits and stuff, it could take days on end for some of these, especially all these cleats are on this table, it took multiple days. I think if any artist, if their first experience was a request, you're pretty blessed, because I don't think a lot of us were. It was thousands of DMs going out to players, begging them to let me make them a cleat for free. In fact, I'm sure if there's a lot of NFL players that are watching this, especially in the draft right now, if they go back and check their DMs, there's a message from me somewhere, because I used to message about every single player of every team. So my first time was not a request. It was, you know, a person who was fortunate enough to give me a chance, and that was Justin March Lillard of the Cowboys at the time, who's now here in Vegas on the Raiders. So full circle moment that's pretty special, and I'll forever hold him in my heart for the rest of my life for sure. Well, I actually got lots of responses all the time, but this was the first one to be serious, and I could tell that we were going to get it done. He was extremely grateful and came to me and was like, it'd be an honor for you to have me paint my cleats. His dad passed away, so that's what I chose to do. My favorite thing to do in my art is honor people and honor others and give flowers to other people, so that's typically what I love to do. Some of the athletes I've designed cleats for, a lot of them are on this wall. Cleat Farrell was another big person in my career that kind of got my name out there. To then Josh Jacobs, got a chance to do Tua, which I'm a big Dolphin fan, so that was an honor. Jonathan Abram, we did a lot of pairs for him. Austin Bryant, Christian Wilkins, and I'm sure a whole bunch of other dudes I'm leaving out, and a whole bunch of other dudes that are coming soon, so it's gonna be fun. The inspiration comes all day, 24/7. It doesn't, it's from the second I wake up to the second I go to bed, it's all I think about. And then when I'm sleeping, it's what I'm dreaming about. So I'm like all day long writing stuff on my phone, jotting things down for idea. Like this year, you know, I already have 40 to 50 pairs in my head that I want to do. And I've been fortunate enough to come across some players like Josh who completely trusts me and never tells me what, like he just lets me do whatever I want to do every single week. And as an artist, that's probably the best thing to ever have, is someone to just give you full artistic ability and range and to just run wild. So that's one of the best parts of it. If we're talking to match the swagger, it's DeAndre Hopkins. I would love to do a pair of Golden Gooses for Hopkins. I know Golden Goose is his signature shoe, so I would love to do that. But yeah, there's a wish list of players, just point blank as well. Obviously, Mahomes, you're crazy if you don't have him on the list. Jamal Adams, Derwin James, Ramsey, all those guys. I mean, I could sit here and name 100 people, really. The inspiration from these cleats came, I was actually in Disneyland when the passing of Virgil Abloh came, and which was, you know, not the greatest news. That was one of my favorite designers, and as an artist, someone I looked up to pretty big and inspired me. I think that was Saturday. I couldn't make a pair for that next Sunday. I was obviously in LA and Disneyland on Saturday, so I remember saying I need to get home and I need to pay a tribute and honor the great Virgil Abloh. So I came home and I showed up to Josh's house with these, and he was pretty thrilled. He liked these a lot. I think these made news everywhere. These were on TMZ. These went a lot bigger than we thought they were gonna go. I like pushing myself to be uncomfortable. I think that is a key thing to have, and a very big key to success is you need to push yourself to be uncomfortable. So this was like nothing. I was like, oh yeah, football, just paint it for sure. You know, this is just the start of it. You know, there's a lot of stuff coming soon that aren't cleats, aren't footballs, and you'll be surprised. We'll see. I don't know about proudest moment, but definitely most just like wholesome moment. Like one of the best feelings I've had in this career was this pair right here. We did Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen for Josh. I had painted about 30 to 40 pairs before this. My first 30 to 40, this was like my 40th pair. I don't know what I was putting in the paint, but the cleats would not get in the end zone. Like they just could not ever get, they would get to the 1 yard line and then they would throw it. They would just not touch the end zone. So it was taking forever and ever and ever. And I never thought the day was gonna come. Brought those to Josh, and we honored Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen. I thought that was a good idea to pay respect to the running backs that came before him. And he scored my first touchdown. We went berserk. I still remember the exact place, the exact moment. Everything is versus the Chiefs. And he, fortunately enough, saved me the ball to go with it. So pretty honored to have that. And definitely, that was probably the biggest special moment so far. I was the happiest in that moment. To be the biggest artist known on earth. That's it. Nothing else. Simple as that. Just go big or go home. That's always been kind of my motto. I've always kind of been like that since I was a kid. The most meaningful thing that I hope to achieve is to inspire other people and to help other people through your journey and the things you've gone through. And I think just the sole job of inspiring others to keep their dreams alive is one of the most important things in my career, and hopefully in a lot of other people's careers as well. It's so cliche, but it's just, the only advice is you could do it. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like if you want to do something, if you really desire, you know, to whatever your dream, like there's a way. There's a way, you know, and where there's a will, there's a, like if you have the will, there's 1,000% a way. So go for it. And if that means dropping everything and maybe making some people upset in certain moments, or quitting a job and people not, go for it, because it's definitely worth it. And I've done it a few times, so it's worth it in the end.